Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group. Milestones from the Biden AI executive order at the 270-day mark. And USAID sets out a digital policy for the next decade. It's Monday, July 29th, 2024. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Here are today's top headlines. The White House last Friday marked 9 months since the signing of President Biden's executive order on artificial intelligence, with a new voluntary safety commitment from Apple and the announcement of several new completed actions on the technology across the government. Apple's agreement to safety testing and transparency measures outlined by the Biden administration brings the total number of AI companies that have signed on to the commitments to 16. Those commitments were initially announced last year and include companies such as Meta, OpenAI, IBM, and Adobe. Meanwhile, federal agencies have completed a number of actions required within 270 days of the executive order's issuance. Those include the first technical guidelines issued for public comment from the AI Safety Institute, the development of initial guidance for agencies on AI training data, and the completion of a national security memo on AI. While the White House said all 270-day actions were completed, not all were made public. More information, however, is expected. A White House spokesperson confirmed to FedScoop that the national security memo was sent to the president and that non-classified portions of the document would be made available publicly. An exact release date for that information, though, wasn't given. The memo is essentially a national security version of an Office of Management and Budget memo finalized in March for agency AI governance and, per the order, is expected to address AI used as a component of a national security system or for military and intelligence purposes. Another action where there are more details expected is a report from the Department of Commerce's National Telecommunications and Information Administration on the risks and benefits of dual-use foundation models, large complex models trained on huge data sets and adaptable for an array of uses that have widely available numerical parameters called model weights. That type of model is sometimes referred to as an open foundation model. The latest updates come as the administration races to address the booming technology using mechanisms throughout the executive branch. Previous actions under the order included using the Defense Production Act to require companies operating large models to provide the government with safety measures, setting up a pilot national AI research resource to provide access to tools needed for research, and launching an AI talent search initiative for the federal government. Also, President Biden was briefed by senior staff on AI on Friday, including Office of Science and Technology Policy Director Arati Prabhakar and National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, per a White House poll report. That meeting included a discussion of national security issues related to AI and AI research and development to achieve a better future for all, according to a statement from the White House. In other news, USAID has released a 10-year digital policy aimed at guiding how the International Development Agency approaches emerging technologies in its partner countries, covering everything from boosting internet access to embracing artificial intelligence. At a speech announcing the policy, Administrator Samantha Power emphasized the need to invest in partner countries' digital capacities. She also highlighted the importance of having the U.S. take leadership in promoting internet connectivity around the world, particularly as other countries try to do the same. At an event hosted by the Carnegie Endowment, Power said authoritarian governments and other actors are using increasingly powerful tools like facial recognition to survey people, to manipulate information using increasingly convincing deepfakes, launching cyber attacks against their adversaries. She added that many tech capabilities are growing faster than our ability to fully understand them. For example, she said that China had provided 80 different countries with facial recognition software, a type of technology that Power said could be used to target dissidents. As part of its increased focus on technology, USAID plans to double its investment in its technology team, which is supposed to help partner countries invest in new technologies. Along with this, the agency is promoting its new site, digitaldevelopment.org, which features its ongoing work creating digital ecosystem assessments of the countries with whom it works. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.